faces of the rugged Highlanders, dressed in kilts, with their plaids pinned at their shoulders. Gazes shifted her way, interested gazes, brows arched. A ruddy man winked. Janet's cheeks burned as she tried not to smile. With luck, she might meet someone who struck her fancy. Her stepmother had already started mumbling about finding Janet a husband, and in no way did she want that woman meddling in her affairs. By the eel-eyed way the new lady of Lochiel looked at Janet, dear stepmother would hog-tie the first poor sop who happened past their lands and force her stepdaughter into a life of misery. Please, Lord, help me to find someone I like. If there actually was a man out there with whom she could fall in love. At the age of 22, she hadn't given up hope, but she had grown anxious. And unfortunately, according to her ladyship, Janet was unduly particular. "If it's not the Camerons," a familiar voice called from a table in the corner. "Och, I haven't seen the likes of you since we were wed. Come, share our table." Dun MacRae, chieftain of his clan, stood and beckoned them. Janet's heart soared. One of her dearest friends, Lady Mary, daughter of the Earl of Cromarty and Dun's lovely wife, waved. Returning the gesture, Janet hastened to follow her brother to the table. The two men shook hands while she slid onto the chair beside her friend. "I'm so happy to see you. I was afraid I would be following Kennan to and fro for the entire se'night. What about John and Alan? Did your younger brothers not come?" "Nay, they are both away at university." "Then I agree. Spending all your time with one brother for a se'night would be miserable." Mary grasped Janet's hand, grinning and stretching the splay of freckles across her nose. "I've ever so much to do. I would be delighted to have you accompany me." "To the haberdasher?" "Indeed, that will be our most important stop." Janet nearly squealed. "We might need a whole day just for that shop." "I agree." "Oh, this will be fun. Though I must drop the woolens I've knitted at the Highland Benevolent Society first." "Bless your heart, dearest. 'Tis very kind of you to always be thinking of the unfortunate." Dunn flagged a barmaid. "Ale, bread, and pottage, all around, if you please." The woman, looking haggard, gave him an exasperated nod. "Aye, sir, but it will be some time. We expected half these numbers." An icy chill crept over Janet's skin when the door opened with a whoosh. All eyes shifted to soldiers dressed in scarlet. Not a one smiled as they sauntered inside with muskets slung over their shoulders and daggers at their hips. The laughter transformed into intense silence. People scuttled away while the officer leading the retinue turned full circle, his heels clumping against the floorboards. "I am Lieutenant Winfred Cummins, in charge of keeping the peace at this uncivilized pagan gathering." Low murmurs of dissent rumbled through the hall. Janet knew him, unfortunately. He oft called into Achnacarry when his regiment rode out on peacekeeping sorties. He stopped and glared directly at her. "All disturbers of the peace will be escorted to Fort William and face the magistrate. There will be no malicious maiming of cattle, no poaching, no begging without a license, and all persons caught with a blackened face after dark will promptly be led to the gallows." Janet drew her hand to her chest, leaned toward her friend, and whispered, "I have no idea why he's looking our way. He should be speaking to the drovers at the bar." Mary opened her fan and held it over her mouth. "He's looking at you, lass." Janet slipped lower in her chair. "Heavens, no. That man is a snake." "You know him?" Mary asked, while the soldiers shouldered through the crowd. "Aye, as does everyone who lives within 20 miles of Fort William. He's notorious." "I do not doubt it." Her ladyship snapped her fan shut. "When a dragoon dons a red coat, it seems his mind is instantly addled." "You have a way with words, wife," Dunn said. Again Janet's attention was drawn to the opening door. A wee gasp whispered through her lips while butterflies swarmed through her stomach, just as they'd done when Robert Grant had ridden his enormous black horse into the stables earlier that day. She clenched her elbows to her sides, making the queasiness stop. The man was too unnerving, especially today. He was unshorn and unkempt, and his hawkish eyes shifted across the scene as if assessing everything. Janet brushed a hand over her curls. That man is simply barbaric. Barbaric and nerve-wracking. Every time their gazes met, he made her too self-aware.